What a rich and celebrated history we have here at South Highland. From our humble beginnings to the English Gothic Revival masterpiece, fully rooted in this corner of Highland Avenue and planted in the community and in our love of Christ. This house where our families are baptized, our children married, our souls nourished, where struggles are resolved and hopes and dreams are born. Although we've arrived here from different places and at different stages in our lives, we find ourselves among the generations of life stories present here in this sacred space.
When I started out, streetcars still ran in Highland Avenue.
I was a 9th grader who had just moved to Birmingham, had never been to the South.
I had a friend and coworker here when I first moved to Birmingham, and he said to me, "You really should visit South Highland because Andrew Gainey is the choir director there, and you would really love singing in his choir."
We joined the church in hopes of using the daycare. Gage was going to work on Monday, and the Saturday before that, John Thomas had his first seizure and was diagnosed. Obviously, Gage didn't go back to work since she didn't use the daycare, and we wound up staying in the church.
The aesthetics of the church spoke to me first, and then once I decided to come and visit, the beauty of the people inside really made me stay.
They welcomed me, they made me feel at home, and it was just very easy to come back the next week and to keep coming back.
I plan on being a member of South Highland for a long time. I have so much history here.
South Highland has become my spiritual family, and staying with family, I think, is pretty important.
What has kept me going to this church is a lot of just the community aspect that I feel. They have a very strong commitment to community outreach, but also international outreach, but most of all, a very strong commitment to each other. It really feels like you are a part of something bigger.
The community and love we share here is unmistakable. As we look across the pews on Sunday morning or take in all the activity at Wednesday Night Live or Sunday Club, from a distance we are a congregation of kind and joyful Presbyterians, a giving community, purposeful in our efforts, common in our bond with Christ, and committed to living according to His teaching. But as we look closer, we each face the challenges and struggles and imperfections of life, each of us broken and in need of spiritual repair and maintenance.
I was going through a real difficult time in 2007 that brought on a lot of sadness, a lot of depression. And there were people here in the church that saw that. I got some calls. It was a difficult time, but I think because of the church and because of me staying here, I wouldn't trade that.
As we've gotten older, we've had, quite a few deaths in our own family. Of my son, my mother, my sister, Jerry's mother, Jerry's father. And this congregation, I would say particularly a Sunday school class or your circle, your small groups that you're part of, they have been the ones that have ministered to us.
The way that church has helped me in my challenge is really to bring me into the perspective of how do I benefit God's kingdom today, tomorrow, next week.
And it's truly remarkable the work some of these people do. They make me want to be a better person. They make me want to strive and push myself.
Much in the same way that our individual brokenness fades from view when looking at the congregation as a whole, our church is no different. From a distance, this is a wondrous structure, an architectural statement of old world craftsmanship and attention to detail. But when we delve deeper, when we look more closely, we discover a weakened building in disrepair. We come face to face with its brokenness. The realities and challenges of time-worn areas of this, our house of worship, in such dire need of work and repair and maintenance. The commitment of generations past lives here in its limestone and mortar and in the very air we breathe. And just as those who were here before us dedicated themselves to building this church, so shall we in their spirit dedicate ourselves to her good care and preservation.
We're stewards of this beautiful facility. for us, our kids, and our kids' kids.
I'm in awe of the people that came before those of us who are here today, and the sacrifices they made to build this building and to maintain it.
Today lays the groundwork for a capital campaign established to clearly define and meet the most immediate and pressing needs of the church, so that tomorrow we are able to share our stories of Christian nurture and mission with passion and intent. The physical needs here are obvious. We must provide the church with the nurturing it needs to ensure its continued nurturing for our family. As we start to explore the many ways in which each of us is capable of helping and begin to weigh our levels of commitment, we should also look to our children and those who follow us and ask, what will we leave behind for them? To them, we bear the responsibility of ensuring this sacred space is available for their spiritual growth, worship, and fellowship, for celebrating their successes and finding God's solutions to the struggles they will face in life. Please take a moment today. Today we ask that you dig deep and search, not for what you are comfortable with, but capable of, not an equal share, but an equal sacrifice. Ask, Lord, what do you want to do through me?
I don't know what South Highland will be like after we're gone, but I would hope we could leave it with a building that's in excellent shape, with spiritual leadership that would help impart to those coming after us what we found for us and for our family.